Hi guys, welcome at Photoshop Island. My name is Jelger and in this Photoshop tutorial I'm going to show you how to combine, merge, overlap different photos. We will start with this black panther. What we want is we just want to have the nose, a bit of the face and the eye visible and maybe some parts of the cheek, but we want to have a black background with the black panther visible. So it's not really a picture taken in the zoo, but it's that really cool picture you can hang on the wall as a poster. Well, let's get started. At first, of course, we will make a new layer from the background because we don't want to work in the background layer. Now, there's the background copy. Let's call it Panther. And now, of course, what we want to do is we want to make this disappear. So we create a new layer. And this layer, we're going to fill it with the darkest color we can find in this image. We're not going to fill it with just regular black because that will be different color. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the eyedropper tool. And then you make sure you're in the layer of the Panther. And you just take a sample of what you think is the darkest part. I think it's over there. So now you go back to the layer. You want to use to fill with the background color, you just go to the bucket and there you go. Now the layer is all black. Well, you know, the black you would like to use. Okay, now let's go back to the Panther. The Panther will be adjusted by using a mask to make the parts you don't want to see invisible. So let's create a mask. Make sure right now this black is, the black you selected. So just click on this, turn it back. Make sure you have a really black brush and you're going to brush into the mask layer because, as you know, everything that's behind black is not visible and everything that's behind the white part of the mask is visible. So here we go. Take a brush, just opacity 100, flow 100, and we'll take a soft brush for starting. That's great. And just brush, 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 brush. And as you see, I'm not brushing in the image, I'm brushing in the mask. Okay, just, stay near the edges. Of course, I don't want it to overlap this too much, but I don't like the hard edge here either. So let's take another opacity. Just put it somewhere at the half the opacity, that's fine. And now, just start brushing and you draw on the line. And, just do this as much as you like to make the hard edge you don't like to disappear. Ain't this great? So right now we have a nice blended panther head, but still I don't really like that because it is really just a normal panther. What I like to see is more like maybe with a bit of blue. So I'm going to make an adjustment layer and you find it over here and you choose levels. And now you have a layer and with a level and automatically it has a mask. You can also find it here in the layer, new adjustment layers. And it's basically the same options. For this, actually, you don't really have to do much. You can choose to maybe adjust some of the colors here, but I just leave it as this. And I just choose overlay. And now you see it's really cool and it has that bluish kind of, the panther, it's more mysterious. You can also choose to use some soft light. You see a bit of different. And, well, actually you can play with this as much as you want with different options. But for now, I will just go to overlay. And you can, of course, adjust the opacity a bit or maybe, brush a bit more in this layer. But I think the Panther is great now. So let's go to the second way you can use to have images overlap each other. Now here's a picture of Dresden in Germany. This is the basilic, and I actually want to have a few planes, and then I mean this. I like them to fly from behind the basilic. So at first I'm going to adjust the size of the planes in a size that's okay. That's nice. That's how I believe it could be. Now, there you go. And let's see how that will look in the opacity mode. Okay, that's great. Now, basically what you will do here is you go to the and you find that behind the bucket, the paint bucket tool, you find the gradient tool. Now in this gradient you make a mask, and now you're going to paint with the gradient. Make sure black is the foreground color and white is the background color, and basically what you do is you draw a line like this. And you can try drawing a few lines, you know, you can draw it that way, you can draw it that way. It's just, you know, what you prefer. Now we have drawn a line here, and as you can see right now the planes are coming from the back, and still you can also see the background, because you know the black that covers the picture you're using, and the white makes it visible. So all we want to do right now is we take a soft brush with a low opacity and maybe make it a bit bigger, and there you go. Let's just paint black in the mask again. And make the edges disappear. And there it is. Maybe make it a bit smaller. The square brackets, open and close, is making the brush bigger and smaller. So you can bring some of the color back here. And there it is. Planes coming from behind the basilic. Really cool, isn't it? The third option, and this is basically a normal option, a really fun option, is we're going to mix foggy San Francisco, we have this picture here, with the Brooklyn Bridge. So now that's a strange combination, and also this picture is taken more from the top and this more from down below, but that's okay because we want to have the bridge going over the San Francisco area. Now let's start, same idea. We're going to make a mask in the Brooklyn Bridge area. Make sure you have the overlay, and as you can see now, if you choose for this, you can see the picture coming from visible to invisible, but it's going too high. I just want to have the waterline. I want to use the picture of the Brooklyn Bridge. So let's just maybe start drawing here. If you start drawing here, that means everything below will be 100% visible, because it's full black over the area. Now let's start brushing here to make things disappear. Make sure the black is up front. And now you just select the brush, choose for a normal opacity, 100%. You can take a soft brush, of course, or maybe with a bit more of hardness. So, and there you go. Now, you know what? Maybe this is going to be a bit of a strange area, but that's okay. you know, we just create an edge of buildings. And I think we're going to change this into a boulevard. We're going to show the river over here, and we're going to make that look as if it's a lake. Change the brushes, go to white. Just brush in it. And at the top you can use a normal brush, but down here we might want to choose a complete soft brush. Make it a little bit bigger. And there you go. Maybe some of the trees at the end will disappear in the way they are visible now, but that's okay. There you go. Of course you have to maybe make some more work of it than I'm doing, but this is of course just for an example. Now let's choose the black again, and let's start painting over the buildings here to make sure it's all very visible. Let's make the brush a bit bigger. Now the soft bridge. Now this is of course a bit strange, so let's take it 100% opacity. And I'm going to make some kind of tunnel going under the bridge. Let's, you know, with the arc. There it goes. Make it a bit softer again. And there the road goes under the bridge now. Okay, I think this is a bit how we want to have it. Of course you can work on your image a lot more, but for me it's just to show quickly how you can change an image or how you can blend and create an overlay easily. Just to give the impression that two pictures are actually one. I hope the tutorial was useful. If you like it, of course, I'd love to see a like. And if you want to see more of my tutorials, then subscribe and you will see every update. Thank you for watching, and till next tutorial.